In this week's program, we're visiting with Wildlife Division Chief Casey Anderson, and he's going to go over all the details for the deer gun season in 2024. I'm Mike Anderson with the North Dakota Game and Fish Department.
There's a lot of people that, want to get out in the fall with their families. As an agricultural state, that's a lot of times when things start to slow down and it's their first real opportunity to get together with family and stuff as you roll into November and harvest is wrapping up. But, we had just over 50,000 licenses available this year, and we still have 70,000 plus that apply. So there's a lot of interest in deer hunting in North Dakota. So last winter, we did have a fairly open winter, which is good. It'll give the deer a chance to bounce back from, a few years ago we had an EHD outbreak. And then on top of that, we had a fairly severe winter. And so that pushed deer a little bit, farther back than maybe even we were expecting at some level. And so, with habitat conditions and things on the ground, it takes a while to rebound those herds as deer try to, raise fawns and things like that. You got to have habitat, you got to have enough habitat. And so, we're in North Dakota, we have been losing habitat compared to, the early 90s, 2000s. And so the bounce back is always much slower when we don't have that large habitat base. So it takes a little longer for, especially big critters like deer, who only have 1 or 2 fawns a year, to really push the population back up. Seems like we've had a lot more twinning happen on the landscape, so that's a good thing. And we had, we kind of had a late season drought, so we don't know if, fawn production was cut short by the drought. But so far it's looking like we're trending in the right direction. It's just probably going to be slower than most people want. We have had an EHD outbreak out in the western side of the state, is where it has been the most significant, even though it's still at a much lower level than it was before. This deer herd is a herd that has had EHD in the past, and so there is some immunity out there, and so it's probably catching some off guard that didn't have the immunity. But as we get into dry conditions, and those are the conditions for EHD to spread, with the little midge that lives in mud flats as wetlands and rivers dry down. And so, it's spotty. There'll be pockets where it was worse than others. We have a few units that we're offering refunds at this time for those that have whitetail tags, and that is 3D1, 3D2, 3E1, 4C, 4D, and 4B. And so, folks should, if they have a whitetail tag in that unit, it's one of those things where if you've got contacts out there, you may want to just poke around a little bit, see what you're hearing before you give up your tag, because when you get a refund, we reinstate your old bonus points, but it's not a guarantee that you get drawn next year, because everybody else has bonus points that didn't get drawn this year, so you're kind of back in the system. But do some checking and do some scouting to determine if you want to try for a refund on those licenses. So whitetail deer in North Dakota are trending up, as far as we can tell anecdotally, because we haven't been able to do our winter counts yet, obviously. But the fawning rates seem good, and so that's going to take some time. So for the numbers to go back up quicker, we need good, decent winters. Mother Nature's got to help us out. But things that folks can do on the landscape with habitat, winter cover is always going to be important, but just as important is fawning cover and things throughout their whole life cycle. And so if people are interested in putting habitat on the ground, that's definitely going to increase the capacity that we have to rebound. So the crews that are out flying mule deer surveys right now as we record this, and what they're finding so far is that the fawn production has increased, pretty good fawn production, and the buck to doe ratio is pretty decent. So far, we haven't crunched all the numbers to be for sure, and they're just finishing up, so we could run into an area that's that is less productive than another one. But so far, they're trending in the right direction. It's maybe not as fast of a bounce back as we were thinking it might be. With coming off of that easy winter, everything should have been in good condition to fawn. So time will tell. So we manage the deer herd in North Dakota through our deer hunting units, and that really is based. Those units are set up based on habitat and size to really manage a herd, not an individual animal or a small group of 10 animals. And so, that gives people the ability to harvest deer where deer are, because all those units aren't created equal as far as deer locations, habitat shifts in a unit. And so it really allows us to manage at a larger scale. Anytime you're out hunting, you want to be cognizant of where you are, right? And the conditions that are out there on the landscape. And so, you're hunting on private land, even if you're hunting on public land. I mean, these are areas, that nobody wants to see trash on. Respect the area, respect the landowner. There's things that people can do by, having a face-to-face conversation with the landowner so they know who's out there. If land happens to be unposted that you can hunt on without permission, then you've got things like, if you open a gate, close a gate. Pick up your trash, pick up somebody else's trash if you find it, because those things can easily become closed off or restricted, if we as hunters don't treat them with respect. When we're talking about North Dakota this year, we've got some really dry conditions out there in most of the state. And so people need to be cognizant of, the risk of fire and paying attention to what they're doing. Have things along that, may give you a chance to put something out quick. Extra 5-gallon pail of water, jug of water. There's other things that a person can bring with, and then park where there isn't anything standing that might catch on fire. Those are kind of the best things, and just pay attention, really. If a person is out hunting and they see smoke, call it in. Call 911, call it in. It may be something that's supposed to be there, but the quicker folks can get to some of those situations, the better. If you see something weird on the landowner's private land, give the landowner a call. Let him know what's going on out there. Maybe it's supposed to be that way, but if it's not, he's going to be really appreciative, and just be smart while you're out there. Hunters can expect a pretty good deer season, really. The crops are coming off fairly quickly here. Because of the dry conditions, folks are able to get out and harvest corn, and so some of those crop fields will be harvested and allow deer to be out in the open, moving around a little more. And I think if the weather holds, we'll have a good opportunity to get out and about and enjoy hunting season.